Hi, good evening. Or can I say good afternoon? Or should I say good morning first, then say good afternoon to you all? Ladies and gentlemen, to the boys, to the girls. This is your host, your guy himself, DLG REPPIN. And I'm going to do something slightly different. This is a context based on my football club. Everything that I saw against Tottenham yesterday, the lack of fight, the lack of leadership, the lack of motivation to win a North London derby. Those are the ingredients you need to win a North London derby. It's as if no one in their management authority or a management department had the authority to bring them into a meeting, every squad player, that is, from youth to experience, and drum it into them. Drum down the North London derby and what it means and what it feels like to lose. Now, those Spurs fans, now, they've got all the bragging rights. Not only have they got all the bragging rights, they're top of the league. And if we carry on playing the way we're playing, God forbid if we get relegated. God forbid if that ever was to happen and Tottenham win the league. It'll be the worst season in my history of being an Arsenal fan. It's fucking despicable. The club is fucking rotten from top to the bottom. Fucking dog shit from top to the bottom. Seriously. I've been an Arsenal supporter for nearly 30 years and the last 15, 16 years, I've never once felt like giving up. I want to continue to support the club. When I look back in 2007, David Dean was pushed by the other board of directors because he wanted the Red and White Holding Limited company to come in and provide the ambition to take Arsenal to a new level, new heights. That didn't happen because the dinosaurs and the dinosaurs mixed with the cunts drove him out. They pushed him to walking out of Arsenal Football Club. And when that happened, Lady Nina Bracewell Smith are you sorry for what you done? I don't know if you are sorry. It don't feel like you're fucking sorry. Did you have any idea who you were selling your shares to and who the fuck you were talking to from the day dot? Just look at us. We're fucking struggling every fucking year for a good season, let alone great season. Last night's disappointment in the North London derby equivalent everything about our football club in the last 15 years. A decade and a half, that is, huh? And you silly bitch, what the fuck was you thinking of? You were desperate to sell your shares. You sold it to a curse. And that curse's name is Stan fucking Kroenke. The famous wig-wearing cunt. Yeah, I'm going to say what I want on my channel because I don't give a fuck. I have had enough of this football club. You've taken the piss out of millions of fans and myself for at least 10 years. You said we were going to move into the Emirates to compete with Bayern or Real Madrid. We couldn't compete with Burnley. We're barely competing with Brighton. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? I am sick of this. You board of directors of now, Vinay Venkatesham, you do fuck all. You go and employ you and Ashrami, who's happily not there anymore, and thank fuck, good riddance. You and that dickhead, you go and employ a manager with no experience, who's never managed in his life. The only thing that he done, you employ the management that collects cones for Pep Guardiola and puts them out for Pep Guardiola. How the fuck does that work? It's obvious to me, Vinay Venkatesham, you know fuck all about the beautiful game called football. Edu, I will give you some credit. You are trying. You are trying, but it's as if there's a prejudice, there's a discrimination of some sort, or facets of some sort, that you must sign Brazilians. Because I know you had nothing to do with the Partey deal. But you are trying. I understand where you're coming from, but you need to understand, you need to sign players who are fitted for a particular role, like the number 10. I don't care where he comes from, what skin colour, religion, culture, etc. He is the best. If he's the best number 10 that we can get, let's fucking sign him. Do that job. I'm not really criticising you for the Brazilians, but don't make it known that you love Brazilians. We know you're a proud Brazilian, yeah. But come on. Put that fuckery aside. It's part of your culture, but put it aside. You're dealing with the westernized world out here. But at least you are trying. If I'm marking board of directors out of 10, Edu, I'll just about give you a 7. I'll say just about give you a 7. Vinay Venkatesham, you can have a fucking 0. There is no passion from you. I don't see any enthusiasm from you. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. You don't even know the rules of the sport. In fact, you don't even know how it fucking works, football. Get the fuck out of my club. Thank God, Raul. From Don to fraud Raul has gone. Turning down David O'Leary. You did not want us to have Jose Mourinho as management. Well, look what he's doing to our neighbours. He's not only got them top of the league, they've got the bragging rights over us for that 2-0 victory. Raul, you might have left, but you're fucking part of the curse that we're going through. You're fucking part of it. And I'll say this, I regret taking my picture with you. I wish I never met you in person. Fucking big regrets. I'll put my hands up to that. Who else is there? From Dick to Prick Law. You fucking dinosaur. What the fuck do you actually do? Other than soak up the money. There is no ambition in this football club at all. What do you... I don't know why you just don't fuck off. Retire. And the other one, Ken Liar. Not Fryer, Ken fucking Liar. Well, there's a reason why you call Ken Liar. Whenever you open your mouth, it's impossible for the real hardened fans, even before my time, yeah, to believe a word that comes out of your fucking mouth. You were part of the reason why Wenger was thrown underneath the bus. And don't get me wrong, the Cronkies are part of it as well, and I'll get onto them. Ken fucking Liar and Prick Law, 0 out of 10. Right, Cronkies. Oh, fucking hell. Who do I start on? Let's start on the Sun. Josh Kroenke, the son of Stan. What was the famous quote? Oh, what was the famous quote? Be excited. Be excited. We finished 8th last season. And winning the FA Cup it doesn't deserve to paper over the fucking cracks, because we've been piss poor all fucking throughout last season, and this season there's no difference. And 11 games in, and we're possibly going to be 16th tonight. We'll find out at 10 o'clock where we're going to be. If we're 15th, because Brighton have fucked up. If Brighton have a good game and they go on to beat Southampton, which could happen, we'll be sitting 16th. We'll be going to the Burnley game 16th in the league as relegation candidates. You are a fucking crook and a fucking liar. I wonder where you get all this from. Yeah. It comes from your father, from the DNA. I'll tell you something, yeah? I wish you just fucked off and take your father with you. Speaking of your father, your dad's, you, Stan Kroenke, the problem himself. You refused to allow Usmanov to take over the club, you knowing that you have fuck all to do with football. Why did you buy us? You bought us for a collection. Are you a cunt? Are you that much of a cunt? A wig-wearing cunt? No, you're not. You're a wig-wearing son of a cunt. Bastard. I've never known a bastard owner just like you at the fucking football club. I don't think there's a bastard like you at the history of Arsenal Football Club. We're well run 20 odd, maybe 25 years ago. Now look at us. Over 10 plus years later. We're run like fucking, you're running it like a fucking bank. Took 6 million out of us. You cunt. It's 6 million that the hard working Arsenal fans have gone out of their way to earn their wages to put into their club that they love. And you're fucking it all up. You're cursing us. You do not put your hands in your pocket. The only time you did that was last transfer window on deadline day. You funded the Partey deal. Whoopee-doo. But what have you done in the last 5 years? It don't make up for the last 10 years. You don't get our trust. You don't get my trust. You will always lose my respect. And what? Why? What have you done with the money? The money that we have? Where the fuck does the money go? Why do we always have a little amount of money to spend? Emery, he had about 45, 50 million to spend on players. All right, you can argue when he finished fourth. Nearly's not fucking good enough. Finishing fourth is not fucking good enough. Let's get real. We're Arsenal fucking Football Club. Not Enfield fucking Football Club. Not Huddersfield fucking Football Club. Not Oxford City fucking Football Club. Arsenal Football Club. Where will it fucking drum in? With you, Stan Kroenke. For fuck's sakes. Do us all a favour and just sell up and fuck off back to where you come from. We've put up with enough of you. Just fuck off back to where you come from. You got a ranch bigger than Birmingham, and you care more about that ranch than us, Arsenal. You care more about your American football team than Arsenal. Even your hockey and baseball team, you care more about them than Arsenal Football Club. And when asked questions, you won't come out in person and let us hear you speak. Because you're a fucking coward. That's what you are, a fucking coward. I've had enough of you altogether. You're the main one that I've had enough of. I've had enough of all of you, but Cronky, you're the number one. Hate. I feel like I hate you more than I've hated any human being or any football team in my life. You make us all fucking sick. You're not welcome. You're not wanted. We want you to... All we need is for you to sell up and fuck off. Sell up to Dan Gotti and fuck off. Dan Gotti, I don't know whether you're listening or not, but I'm going to say it anyway. We want you... In 2021, you said you want to buy Arsenal Football Club. So in 2021, no, in fact, the first second of 2021, you come over from Nigeria to London, England, and go at Cronky. If you can't find him in London, England, you go and find out where he lives. And you see him in person and tell him you are going to sell up. Yeah? You say you're a big Arsenal fan. Okay. You're going to do... If you really want Arsenal to succeed, and if you really want to buy Arsenal to see us succeed in the future, you go up to Cronky, get every shares, buy his shares off him, and let's start a new adventure, a new chapter in our history. Because we're declining under this bastard called Cronky, Stan Cronky. We're declining. And if it hurts you the way it hurts me and millions of Arsenal fans around the world, you do the best you can to buy the club off him, put in whatever you can put into the football club, and back the manager that you want in charge. Back the manager. Because that's something that Cronky has fucking failed to do. He hasn't backed Arteta enough. He didn't back Emery. I can back up what I'm saying. For example, he wanted Saha, but he got Nicola Pepe. He wanted Nzonzi, but he ended up with Luca Torreira. Yeah? His English was not the best. You can basically hear him speak, but it was not clear. You couldn't understand the words that were coming out. But however, he tried. He tried in his first season. Sadly, defensively, he was woeful. Worse than what Wenger's track record was. So, ultimately, it cost him his job. And the players weren't playing for him. And I want to come on to the players soon. But I'm going to go into the management. Well, Wenger's first 10 years, no complaints. But the last 10 years, we declined. Although I've come out and said some nasty things about Wenger, which maybe I will regret and maybe I won't regret. But one thing I will say, he was always fed underneath the bus. He was always fed underneath, he was always thrown underneath the bus, should I say. Gazidis. The man who employed Emery. The man who is a big, bald-headed cunt. One of the biggest frauds ever to be involved in the boardroom of this football club called Arsenal. Yeah. So Wenger resigning was for his own good. I believe he resigned. But I'm convinced that even with Wenger, we would still play this attacking football. But for me, it was time for him to step down and pass the reign over to another manager. Emery came in, first season, we missed out. We missed out on the top four by a point. And then last season, it was a disaster. Ljungberg came in as temporary management. And, you know, it's like they become yes men and it's not all their own fault. It's through the hierarchy yet again. And then we've got Arteta. I mean, since he's toughened us up and made us a little bit difficult to beat recently, we're not getting the points that we need. We're dropping a lot of points. 5 defeats, that's 15 points. And a draw. So that's a total of 17 points lost. With 11 games gone, it is just clearly not good enough, Mikel. You're currently the Arsenal manager, but the most inexperienced manager in the Premier League. We know you've won your trophies, but it does not paper over the crack. Let's look at our league form. It is fucking shit. The truth be told, it is fucking shit. Unless you can address that quicker or sooner rather than later, the better for you in keeping your Arsenal job. And I'll be happy to see you keep your Arsenal job, providing we see improvements in Premier League results. Europa League's not too bad. In fact, it's all good. The group stages, we're through. That's cool. But the Premier League games have to improve. The performances, the results, the character, the motivation, the belief, the fight. These things are going to be needed. These are the ingredients that are going to be needed to win football matches in the Premier League. Otherwise, yeah, it could be imminent on you playing the victim. Well, you playing with borrowed time. Let's be real. You could be on borrowed time for all we know. I want to be proven wrong. I don't want to be saying these things. I want you to come out and prove us wrong. But there'll be emojis from our rival fans taking the piss out of you. This is the decision you made. You made a decision to manage Arsenal when you could have started off in the lower leagues. It would have been for your own good to start off in the lower leagues. Just look at Henry, Gary Neville, and even of recent, Patrick Vieira. All three of them sacked. Arteta, we don't want you sacked. I personally don't want you sacked. I want you to succeed. I like you. You are an up-and-coming top-class manager. But for me, at the moment, it feels like the job is too big for you. But I'm not saying that in you should resign or you should be sacked. No, I'm not saying neither. I'll give you as much time as I can possibly give you, but there is a limit. There is no unlimited time. There is a limit. And that limit comes with results. Because football is a result business industry. And you have to understand that. Right, the players. And then our fan base. The players. Fucking hell, we've had some. Where do I start? From the past or to the present? Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about the present. Even with the players that we had 10 years ago, the Nilsons or the Diabys, the Bentners, we were still finishing top 4. The players that we have right now, we should be aiming to finish top 4. How can Aubameyang go from scoring 75 odd goals to not scoring in how many league or how many games in all competition? How has that happened? And I should have mentioned it earlier. Our transfer window, our transfer philosophy has hindered our plans to do big things. Well, for example, Aubameyang needs goals. And the majority of his goals throughout his career has come when he's had a playmaker behind him. Or more or less a midfield playmaker behind him. Lacazette came in with a reputation of goal scoring. And that's obviously dried up over the time that he's been at the club because of but lack of confidence, like Aubameyang, lack of belief. And there you go. The midfield is probably one of the worst midfields I've seen since I've been supporting the club. I remember seeing David Hillier, Ian Selly, Stefan Schwartz, John Jensen. And then Vieira, Petit, Gilberto, Overmars, Perez, Parla, Ljungberg. That was a treat to have that midfield. Then we go from that midfield to Denilson's, that midfield to, well, Alex Song was good. My word, Diaby, he had everything, but he was always fucking injured. Wingers, Walcott was just a toy. You twist the fucking thing and it'll just run into the fucking brick wall. Nasri was a talented footballer and a good winger. You go back, the strikers of Van Persie and Adebayor, that partnership was good for one season. We went through over a decade, with a shit defence, buying shit defenders. Hence the song. If you want defenders, then don't ask Wenger. George Graham is your man. Cause where they all come from, it's a mystery. It's like replacing Ashley Cole with Gail Clichy. Cause he's the one who drives me. He's the one who drives me berserk. Oh, can't remember the rest of the words. He's the one who's driving me berserk. How is Arsene Wenger stealing work? La 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 la. You see? From Ashley Cole to Gail Clichy. Gail Clichy was... I thought he was a fairly good Premier League left back. Then he declined in form deliberately, I felt, because he went into the move to Man City. Bakary Sagna was a very good right back. I did like him a lot. And then the right back we got today is one of the worst right backs ever. Although there was potential 5 years ago, he's just deteriorated. I look at our left back right now, can become one of the best in the world if he's under a proper experienced coach. His centre-half pairing, Salaba should be playing alongside Gabriel Magalhaes. You know how I feel about that. But then again, when I do look at the players and I look at what they've done to Emery, the way they treated him, took the piss out of his accent, mocked him, refused to listen to some of his instructions. But then again, at the same time, you could look at you could see from their players' point of view, they may have seen things that came from Emery that didn't make any sense. I think towards Wenger's business end of the reign, the players they stopped playing for him. They stopped performing for him. And at the moment, like Wenger, maybe like Emery, they have had enough of maybe they don't believe in what Arteta's trying to do. But then again, Arteta knows there are some poor footballers in that club that need to go. January is going to be next month is going to be a very, very big month. That's the January transfer window. And I would like to see players gone who deserve to go. Kolasinac, 1 or 2 games. His first 3 games, he looked like a beast of a tank. But for me, he's just deteriorated as a Arsenal footballing left back. David Luiz will have another summer. There'll be players that need to go. And there will be players that will need to come in. And yet, Arteta's made it publicly clear that we'll have to sell before we can buy. Okay. And our fan base, well, off AFTV, we are still divided since the Wenger reign. Since the tail end of Wenger's reign, we're still divided as a fan base. But I've always said it. You can have an opinion, you can disagree with my opinion, or I can disagree with your opinion. The most common ground is we respect each other's opinions. We do not argue, let alone fight amongst ourselves. That's the part that makes me really sick. We had issues with the Wenger's in and out situation, AKB versus the WOB. It was just a torrid time to be an Arsenal fan. It broke my heart seeing Arsenal fans actually fighting in the stands, infighting, the arguments, insulting each other. Wow, it's just not what we want to see. And Emery came along. The signs were possibly there when he was booed for taking off Lacazette for another Arsenal player, but we won the game that very day. Wow. And now that Arteta's at the helm, it could be borrowed time, or the club will actually give him to the end of the season. So only time will tell with him. Well, I think I've gone on over a half hour about the football club, and all I would like to see is now an effort from the fan base. I think by not going to the Emirates, it burns a hole in that cunt's pocket, and I'm calling that cunt Stan Kroenke. And I'm glad if it is burning a hole in its pocket, fucking good. Serves you fucking right, you wig-wearing bastard. Just get the fuck out of our club and let someone else with ambition run the football club the way it should be run. And take your son with you. Other than that, ladies to the gentlemen, to the boys to the girls, thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and thank you for tuning in. I appreciate the love and the support. If you've got anything to say about what I've discussed, and you've got your own views or your opinions, leave it in the comment section below. Smash the thumbs up like button for me, please. Hard and passionately. And do remember to smash the subscribe button for me, please. By helping me, in other words, do help me to subscribe to my channel. You know who I am, DLG. By smashing that subscribe button passionately, galore, left, right and centre. And do it abundantly and joyfully. So, I hope you're all having a good evening, and I may be back. I should be back for another context. So, enjoy your evening, and if you're going to bed early, then rest well. Adios. Nice.